Did you know that every year, more than 62 million coconuts are harvested for food processing and coconut oil production? Of course, in this industrial process, a large amount of coconut shells will be discharged into the environment, causing problems with environmental pollution and greenhouse effects. Therefore, to limit these problems, local farming communities have taken advantage of coconut shells to produce household products or construction materials. So, how does the journey of each coconut after harvesting until it is processed into carpets? Let's explore with us. Coconuts have been used by humans for centuries as a source of food, drink, and oil, or for cosmetic purposes. Due to high demand, this tree is cultivated or grows naturally in 94 of the 284 countries and territories in the world, of which Vietnam is the 5th country in the world in terms of coconut export output, reaching nearly $1.1 billion in 2024. To date, Vietnamese coconuts have been exported to more than 40 countries in the world. Vietnam not only exports fresh coconuts, but also many products made from coconuts. The most typical are household products made from coconut fiber. Years ago, we could easily see tons of coconut fiber thrown away around processing plants or coconut farms. Unlike other fruit shells, coconut shells can take several years to decompose, so it can cause many environmental problems. To solve this situation and reduce waste, farmers have turned coconut shells into valuable products. A typical example is coconut fiber mats. Making coconut fiber into giant mats is quite popular in Bến Tre province, Vietnam. To create these products, processing factories will collect coconut shells and extract the coconut fiber. This process is usually done by soaking the coconut shells in water to soften them, followed by mechanical processes to separate the fibers from the rest of the coconut shell. Each step requires careful execution, otherwise the coconut fiber will be rough and lead to poor quality final products. The coconut fibers will then be twisted into coconut fiber rope. After having the large coconut fiber rope, people pull the rope to attach it to the frame before weaving it into a mat. Farmers use tools to reinforce the coconut fiber mat, making it stronger and more durable. This step seems simple, but it takes a lot of effort because the coconut fiber mat is quite heavy, so the craftsmen need to work together to get the most effective work. After that, each coconut fiber mat will be rolled up and sold to traders in the area. This is one of the export products from coconut trees in Bến Tre province. Making carpets from coconut fiber contributes to income for family members and many local households. In addition to producing coir mats, farmers in the area also produce a variety of coir products. Products such as egg trays, coir plant pots, and coir mattresses are also produced for consumption. Nowadays, household products made from coconut fiber are being sought after in many areas of the world, and annual production is also increasing. So, do you know why people like them so much? Coconut fiber is elastic and very durable. It also withstands high humidity, so it has very good weather resistance. Therefore, people use coconut fiber mats to cover floors or hallways and walkways to prevent moisture. In addition, coconut fiber is also fireproof, soundproof, heat insulating, and breathable, so it is very popular as an interior finishing material. It also has good anti-static properties, so it attracts less dust. Have you ever seen coir used as a building material? In Vietnam and India, coir mats are used on slopes, riverbanks, and roadsides to prevent soil erosion. They also help stabilize the soil, allowing vegetation to grow while protecting the soil from heavy rainfall. In order to produce such a variety of sustainable products, the structure of coconut fiber is also very different from many other plants. They contain a lot of potassium, a substance commonly found in organic fertilizers, so coconut fiber is produced into many products used in agriculture. Sometimes, coconut fiber is also used directly to grow plants or to raise earthworms or black soldier fly larvae to produce protein-rich feed for poultry. Looking at these lush green fields, no one would think that this was once an aquatic plant that was considered an invasive species in ponds and lakes. In the past, this plant was often discarded by farmers, abandoned to grow crops. However, many Chinese farmers have now become rich from them. So, what kind of plants are these? How do they bring profits? Please join us to explore. Surely many of you confuse this seed with lotus seed, but it is actually called Gorgon seed, which is the seed of the water lily plant. This plant grows strongly in Asia, and it brings great profits to Chinese farmers. In provinces such as Jiangsu, Hubei, and Anhui, Gorgon seed cultivation has become a profitable industry. Farmers plant hundreds of hectares in ponds, lakes, and shallow water areas. The plant is grown all year round, and the seeds are harvested in the fall. Gorgon seed cultivation is a labor-intensive process, with planting, tending, and harvesting all done by hand. Farmers often have to spend the entire day in muddy waters to harvest the Gorgon seeds, which is relatively time-consuming and labor-intensive. You can see, in the green fields, the farmers, mostly local women, are harvesting the gorgons. They wear waterproof protective clothing during the harvesting process. Each gorgon is picked by hand and stored in boats or pots floating on the water. When the pots are full, some people will pull the pots to the shore and store them in larger containers to be transported to the processing area. Almost every gorgon seed growing area in China has processing facilities to produce the highest quality products to serve domestic consumption and export needs. At the processing facility, the gorgon seeds are separated from the fruit and cleaned, then dried and packaged. This is the most common method for gorgon seeds to be consumed over a long period of time. It can also be packaged directly as fresh seeds depending on market demand. The production of gorgon seeds is a labor-intensive industry, requiring many workers for harvesting, shelling, and processing. It can provide significant employment opportunities and labor income for the elderly and women in rural areas. In many areas, farmers also combine vegetable cultivation with fish or rice farming, optimizing land use and improving income by producing a variety of crops, providing a stable source of income for local farmers. In recent years, gorgon seed cultivation has become a major source of income for many farmers in rural China. As global demand for nutritious foods increases, gorgon seeds have gained popularity as a natural, nutrient-rich food product, thus boosting their market value. In addition to raw nuts, China has developed various processed gorgon nut products, including snacks, powders, and extracts, which have diversified its products and increased its income from this nut. Every year, China produces thousands of tons of gorgon nuts and distributes them throughout the domestic market, while also earning a large profit from exports. Gorgon seeds are increasingly exported in large quantities to Southeast Asian countries, the United States, and Europe, where they are marketed as a healthy snack and ingredient in a variety of dishes. According to many studies, gorgon seeds are a suitable ingredient for a plant-based diet and are gluten-free, making them popular in Western markets, partly due to the strong trend of veganism in this region. The export of gorgon seeds also contributes significantly to China's economy, not only increasing farmers' income, but also contributing to the country's overall economy. According to research, what nutrients do gorgon seeds contain that make the Chinese so fond of them? Gorgon seeds are prized for their high protein, carbohydrate, and mineral content. They are rich in amino acids, calcium, phosphorus, and iron, making them a highly nutritious food source. In traditional medicine, Gorgon seeds are used for their benefits in supporting kidney function, digestive health, and providing energy. They are believed to have properties that help the body manage stress and improve recovery ability. Therefore, the Chinese often use Gorgon seeds in food processing for people with weak bodies or to nourish the elderly, children, and pregnant women. Around $250 a kilo. That's the price of vanilla, the world's second most expensive spice. This precious gift from nature to Madagascar, bringing income to thousands of smallholder farms in the northeast of the island. However, is it easy to produce this green gold? To answer this question, let's explore how farmers grow and harvest vanilla in Madagascar. Don't miss today's video for more interesting information. The vanilla bean originated in Mexico and was introduced to Madagascar in 1880. Since then, cultivation has spread to the eastern regions of the island, where the climate is similar to their native region. Madagascar exports nearly 2,500 tons of vanilla each year, accounting for 70% of the world's supply. According to the Central Bank of Madagascar, the industry generated about $602 million in revenue in 2021. Vanilla is very popular and is widely used in the culinary, perfume, and beauty industries. However, to get these products, vanilla has to go through a very long and laborious production process. The journey to get the world's second most expensive spice is not simple. First, it takes 3 to 4 years after planting for the vanilla plant to mature and be ready to produce its first flowers. Then, farmers will need several weeks to pollinate the flowers by hand. Next, it takes another 9 months for the fruit to ripen and another 6 months to process the vanilla beans. All of these processes require a lot of effort and care to create the highest quality product. Vanilla plants need to grow in tropical climates with about 2,500 millimeters of rainfall per year and temperatures between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius. Vanilla plants will be propagated by cuttings from a host tree. Each time they are planted, farmers can harvest about 10 crops, lasting about 13 to 15 years. Farm renovation needs to be continuous to avoid waiting without yield. During the growing period, farmers will prune and bend the plants down to increase the ability to flower, making it easier to care for and harvest the fruit. You may not know, vanilla plants are not capable of self-pollination, so farmers have to do it almost 100% by hand. Although a vanilla plant can produce 1,000 flowers, only 5 to 30% are selected for pollination. Farmers will use a toothpick to turn the stigma up, then use their fingers to press the male pistil into the female pistil. If they're lucky, these flowers will continue to develop into green vanilla beans. About 7 to 9 months of pollination, the vanilla bean will begin to ripen. It looks quite like a giant green bean on the outside, but inside it contains thousands of small seeds. The ideal time to harvest vanilla is before the pod is fully ripe, when the tip of the pod is pale yellow. Then, these vanilla beans will be brought back to start processing. During the production and harvesting process, green vanilla beans are bitter and have no aroma. Only after going through a complex processing process will it have a special aroma. This processing can take from 5 to 6 months, including the steps of sorting, washing, and blanching the vanilla beans in hot water for about 60 to 90 seconds to disable and prevent the shell from cracking. Then, they quickly put all the vanilla beans in a container and cover it with a blanket to incubate for about 2 days. This fermentation process will help create an enzyme reaction, stimulating the release of vanilla aroma. When the vanilla beans turn brown, they will start to expose them to the sun for at least 3 hours a day and wrap them in boxes at night. This process takes place regularly for about 15 to 30 days until the vanilla bean turns chocolate brown and the moisture content drops to 29 to 34%. One of the most important but little known steps in vanilla bean processing is refining in wooden boxes. The vanilla beans are placed in wooden boxes to slow down the drying process, but still prolong the reaction of the enzymes that develop the aroma. However, this step requires good control to avoid mold in the vanilla beans. This stage lasts at least 4 months, in some cases up to 2 years, to produce high-quality vanilla beans. Finally, the vanilla beans will be sorted by length and moisture content before being sent to factories to extract vanilla essential oil. The average yield of each vanilla tree in Madagascar is 250 to 500 grams. However, to get this product, each tree will have to harvest 1 kilogram of green vanilla. When the vanilla beans turn brown, they will start to expose them to the sun for at least 3 hours a day and wrap them in boxes at night. This process takes place regularly for about 15 to 30 days until the vanilla bean turns chocolate brown and the moisture content drops to 29 to 34%. One of the most important but little known steps in vanilla bean processing is refining in wooden boxes. The vanilla beans are placed in wooden boxes to slow down the drying process, but still prolong the reaction of the enzymes that develop the aroma. However, this step requires good control to avoid mold in the vanilla beans. This stage lasts at least 4 months, in some cases up to 2 years, to produce high-quality vanilla beans. Finally, the vanilla beans will be sorted by length and moisture content before being sent to factories to extract vanilla essential oil. The average yield of each vanilla tree in Madagascar is 250 to 500 grams. However, to get this product, each tree will have to harvest 1 kilogram of green vanilla. There are about 80,000 people in Madagascar growing vanilla on an area of about 25,000 hectares. The industry has created jobs and provided people with a valuable source of income, helping them earn a stable income and improve their quality of life. With a large amount of vanilla exported to the world, the vanilla industry is driving Madagascar's economy. Climate change leads to unstable weather, causing crop failures and affecting vanilla productivity. Vanilla production requires a lot of work, which is why child labor is common in Madagascar. In addition, the high value of vanilla also causes many problems, most notably theft. Farmers have had to take many measures to protect their property. Despite the challenges, it is undeniable that the vanilla industry has brought positive values to Madagascar. Have you ever eaten an orange and unfortunately didn't know what to do with the rough peel? I guess most of us would throw away the peel and just enjoy the flesh. But wait! Today, I'm going to bring you a very interesting secret from the land of the rising sun, Japan. Here, the peel of the yuzu citrus fruit, which is usually thrown away, has become a precious spice, carrying the unique flavor of this country. If you don't believe it, let's discover this secret in today's video. Yuzu fruit. Sounds strange, right? Actually, this is a fruit that looks like a combination of orange and lemon, so it is also called Japanese lemon. But there is a secret that not everyone knows, which is the outer peel of the yuzu fruit that makes people crazy. Although the flesh of the fruit is also delicious, it seems that all the essence is concentrated in the peel. The Japanese have taken advantage of this peel as a special spice, creating dishes with very unique flavors. Interesting, right? Yuzu can be grown in other countries such as Korea, Australia, Spain, Italy, and even China, where it originated. But if you ask the Japanese, they will confirm that the yuzu grown in Japan is top quality. The secret lies in their special climate conditions and traditional growing methods. To get delicious yuzu, it is not a simple matter. The Japanese grow yuzu trees in high mountains where there is a significant temperature difference between day and night. Yuzu trees have many sharp thorns, so farmers have to protect them carefully because just a strong wind can destroy the yuzu fruit immediately. Yuzu is available year-round, but sales are concentrated in the months from November to January of the following year. Yuzu can be classified into aoyuzu, green skin harvested in midsummer and autumn, and kiyuzu, yellow skin harvested in autumn. Kiyuzu is said to be sweeter than aoyuzu. As a cold-resistant fruit, yuzu can be grown in home gardens and stored at room temperature for a few days after harvesting in winter. So, why is yuzu peel so valuable? Although citrus peels are often thrown away, Yuzu peels are a special flavoring ingredient that is indispensable in many Japanese dishes. Yuzu peels have a light but very strong aroma, with a subtle combination of sourness, slight bitterness, and a hint of natural flavor. The process of making yuzu peels is quite elaborate. Let's learn how to make one of the most famous condiments from yuzu peels, yuzu kosho. This is a condiment made from fresh yuzu peels combined with chili peppers, usually green or red, and salt. It sounds simple, but the flavor is extremely unique. To make yuzu kosho, the yuzu are first transported to the factory, washed and peeled. The peel is then ground with fresh chili peppers and salt to create a special seasoning mixture. Finally, they are packaged in small jars and sold. This seasoning is indispensable in many Japanese dishes such as grilled meat, sashimi, or even in soups and sauces. After peeling, the flesh can be squeezed for juice. The remaining byproduct will be used as fertilizer for agriculture. In general, the Japanese have optimized all the uses of this special fruit. Not only a simple spice, yuzu peel is also a symbol of creativity in Japanese cuisine. The Japanese not only know how to utilize every part of food, but also know how to increase the value of seemingly worthless ingredients. They have turned yuzu peel, which is often thrown away in many other countries, into a valuable spice not only in Japanese dishes, but also popular around the world. Yuzu is a spice with deep cultural value in Japan. Its flavor adds sophistication to every meal, while showing respect and making the most of nature. Many people still think that agriculture is only about manual work, which takes a lot of time and effort. However, this is only partly true. Nowadays, many modern techniques and high-tech equipment have been applied to production. making raising and caring for farms easier, significantly improving product quality. In today's video, we will introduce the most useful machines in the large-scale livestock industry. Stay tuned so you don't miss any interesting information. The application of modern machinery and technology in livestock farming is also known as precision livestock farming, PLF. This is an innovative approach that helps farmers perform tasks, collect data, and make decisions during the livestock farming process. The use of modern machinery in livestock farming aims to increase productivity, reduce resource waste, improve animal welfare, and promote sustainable and efficient livestock farming activities. Instead of catching and sorting chickens manually, large-scale farms have invested in automatic chicken harvesters. When the machine moves near the flock of chickens, the chickens will be put into the cage gently, without causing stress and without contact with the operator. In particular, the chicken cage does not come into contact with the litter, ensuring hygiene. Most automatic chicken harvesters have large operating capacity. On average, each machine can load 8,000 to 12,000 chickens per hour, equivalent to about 16 to 26 tons per hour. With only 3 to 4 operators, these machines will help the farm optimize labor costs. This is really a great machine, right? Automatic feeding is a big step forward for many livestock farms, providing a continuous supply of feed, positively affecting the health and productivity of the herd. Currently, there are many types of automatic feeders, but the common goal is to provide the right amount of feed. Farmers can adjust the machine to bring the feed and spread it evenly into the feed trough. Some machines move on the ground, while others are mounted on elevated tracks. Depending on the design and condition of the farm, farmers can choose the right type of machine. These machines can operate continuously day and night, with a feed distribution volume of up to thousands of kilograms, reducing labor costs and limiting heavy work. It is very necessary to push feed to livestock regularly. Using a feed pusher regularly increases the frequency of feeding both day and night, bringing many benefits to the health, fertility, production, and productivity of livestock. This automation technology not only reduces the need for labor, but also saves a lot of time. An automatic feed pusher can save up to 180 hours per year on average. In addition, When the equipment is operating regularly, the farm aisles will always be clean. Smart feed pushers are designed to move independently along automatic feed paths. They move slowly along the feed fence with a rotating mechanism at the bottom pushing the feed towards the fence. These machines are controlled by an application, helping the farm owner grasp the operating status and ensure that feed is always within reach of the livestock. You think workers had to clean up tons of cow manure every day on the farm? This may have been true in the past, but now they have automatic cow manure collectors. These robots move across the floor, pushing and lifting the cow manure, then transferring it to a container at the back. Some machines are also equipped with front water nozzles to increase the efficiency of manure collection and rear water nozzles to wet the floor, creating a clean and safe environment. These compact machines can operate continuously day and night without interruption. This helps to minimize the accumulation of manure in the barn, keeping the cow's hooves, tails, and udders cleaner, thereby reducing the risk of infection and optimizing the health of the cows. This is the ideal tool to maintain barn hygiene. Modern machinery not only helps farms save on labor costs, but also optimizes productivity, bringing higher economic efficiency. This is the driving force behind the sustainable development of the modern livestock industry. However, many people are still concerned about the high initial investment costs and the uncertainty of future agricultural policies, making them hesitant to invest. How can we monitor and supervise all livestock when the farm is too large? Don't worry too much, because now there is an automatic monitoring robot. This machine will move around the livestock area, approach the livestock, and collect data about the barn. They provide real-time information about the living environment, machine failures, and livestock problems, helping farmers handle arising problems in a timely manner. The monitoring robot is equipped with cameras, sensors, and wheels for easy automatic movement, helping farmers not have to check in the usual way. How can we monitor and supervise all livestock when the farm is too large? Don't worry too much, because now there is an automatic monitoring robot. This machine will move around the livestock area, approach the livestock, and collect data about the barn. They provide real-time information about the living environment, machine failures, and livestock problems, helping farmers handle arising problems in a timely manner. The monitoring robot is equipped with cameras, sensors, and wheels for easy automatic movement, helping farmers not have to check in the usual way. Today, agricultural robots are no longer limited to a specific function or job. Instead, farmers prefer to use machines that can perform multiple functions. For example, the R150 unmanned electric robot is capable of spraying crops automatically with a maximum efficiency of 5 hectares per hour. In addition, this robot can also transport agricultural tools or products with a payload of 150 kilograms and a battery life of 4 hours. No matter where or how you farm, this electric robot can be adapted to make life on the farm much easier and more productive. Hello everyone! Today, we will explore together one of the secrets that helps Japanese people live long and healthy. Can you guess? It is green tea! But don't think that green tea is just something to drink to stay awake. It also brings many health benefits. So, why is Japanese green tea so famous? And what makes it the secret to a long and healthy life? Let's find out right away! If you think tea is just a regular drink, you are completely wrong with the Japanese. In Japan, tea is not just tea, it is art. That's right, the tea ceremony, or chado, is an important part of Japanese culture. And if you think that the tea ceremony is just for show, you are wrong. Tea ceremony is the way for Japanese people to keep their souls pure and their health forever. Not only that, green tea also has a superpower that you never knew. It not only helps Japanese people relax, but also brings spiritual benefits, thereby helping them maintain their health and longevity. First, you need to know that Japanese green tea has an extremely meticulous growing and processing process. Japanese green tea is produced in special lands such as Shizuoka, Uji, Kagoshima, and Fukuoka. These places have a temperate climate and fertile soil, which is ideal for growing tea. For example, Shizuoka, known as the tea capital of Japan, produces about 40% of the country's tea. Together with Uji in Kyoto, which has a history of tea cultivation of more than 1,200 years, these two regions are considered the cradle of tea cultivation in Japan. It is difficult to find a place in the world with such a long history of tea production and excellent tea quality. Tea cultivation in Japan has long been modernized and highly productive, with mechanization and the use of genetics earlier than in other producing countries. The main tea variety grown in Japan is Yabukita, a hybrid created by Hikosaburo Sugiyama. The requirements for growing tea are also very strict. The main tea growing areas are in the monsoon climate zone, with hot, humid summers and cold, dry winters. First, the tea plants need to be grown in light, well-drained soil. Tea gardens are often planted on sandy hillsides where the tea plants grow best. The tea plants can be protected from the weather, mainly frost and hail, by placing tarps and small fans over the plantations. This helps move air towards the tea plants on the ground to prevent cold air from accumulating and the plants from freezing, especially in the spring when the buds begin to open. This is one of the characteristic features of the tea landscape in Japan. Picking or harvesting is the most labor-intensive step in tea production. The timing of the harvest greatly determines the quality of the tea. The harvest season lasts from late April to October, with the first harvest, April to May, called shincha, new tea, which is the most sought-after tea. It is also the most expensive harvest. This is followed by 3 more harvests in the summer and fall, from June to October, which are of lower quality and softer prices. Japan is the most technologically advanced tea-growing country, with 90% of the harvesting process mechanized. However, only the best quality teas are picked by hand. This process requires meticulousness and long-term experience of the farmer. Japanese green tea has many different types, from high-quality matcha used in tea ceremonies to popular teas such as sencha, gyokuro, bancha. Each type of tea has its own production process, from leaf picking, processing, to packaging. After the tea is harvested, the tea leaves are processed through many meticulous steps to preserve their color and nutrients. This process includes steaming the tea leaves to preserve their fresh flavor, then drying them to a certain moisture level. Teas such as sencha or gyokuro are dried and then graded according to quality. Sencha is the most popular tea, accounting for about 70% of Japan's tea production, and has a light and refreshing flavor. One of the teas that is also loved by many people is matcha. This tea is also processed in the same way as sencha or gyokuro. However, when the tea leaves are dried, they will be ground into a fine powder. This tea is highly valued and exported to many markets such as the US, China, Korea, etc. To preserve the precious nutrients in tea, tea manufacturers in Japan pay great attention to temperature control during processing. Japanese people drink green tea every day, not only to relax, but also to protect their health. They believe that the antioxidants in tea can help prevent disease and prolong life. Research shows that catechins in green tea can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and strengthen the immune system. Japan is currently one of the largest tea-producing countries in the world, with an output of up to 80,000 tons of tea per year, of which most of the tea is consumed domestically. The rest will be exported abroad, mainly to the United States. However, according to reports, Japan still has to import a large amount of tea from neighboring countries such as China, Indonesia, and Vietnam. That shows that the potential of the tea growing industry in Japan is huge. Beekeeping in bottles, an idea that sounds strange but is being successfully applied by American farmers. Each year, the United States produces about 163 million pounds of honey, and many beekeepers own thousands of hives. The beekeeping industry is not only a huge source of income, up to billions of dollars each year, but also has many interesting things. Check out these unique beekeeping models in the video below. The beekeeping industry in the United States is truly thriving, with an estimated 115,000 to 125,000 beekeepers, with approximately 3.8 million honey-producing bee colonies. Although domestic honey production reaches over 160 million pounds per year, this is still not enough to meet the consumer demand of nearly 618 million pounds per year, an average of 1.3 pounds per person. As a result, the United States has to import honey, with imports increasing by about 73% over the years. This has prompted many farmers to look for innovative solutions to increase honey production. One of these solutions is beekeeping in plastic bottles, which not only saves costs, but also has many other benefits. Instead of investing in expensive beehives, they use recycled plastic bottles to create their own beehives. The process is very simple. First, they will prepare large plastic bottles combined with wooden bars to form a beehive. This beekeeping method is suitable for those on a tight budget or just starting out, because the initial investment cost is not too large and can almost take advantage of available items. The method of beekeeping in bottles is also known as contactless beekeeping. One of the main advantages is that this method allows honey to be harvested without disturbing the bee colony. This is not only beneficial for the health of the bees, but also ensures the safety of the beekeeper. When installing, the hives need to be protected from direct sunlight and need a layer of insulation. The best way is to place them in a shady place, under the canopy of trees, to limit the increase in temperature. In addition, a revolution in beekeeping has also been responded to by American farmers. That is the flow hive model, an automatic honey collection system. Instead of having to wear protective gear and use smoke to stun the bees, the flow hive is designed with a tube to lead the honey out. The honeycomb is hexagonal in shape, just like real honey. After synthesizing honey, the bees will fill the honeycomb holes with honey. The honey flows from the holes through the pipes and into the honey jars placed outside. This method of beekeeping with flow hive not only ensures safety, but also limits the situation of the bee colony being disturbed during the honey harvesting process. 3D printed honeycombs are also the perfect choice to optimize space and living conditions for the bee colony. This type of hive is created using 3D printing technology, designed for indoor use, providing a controlled environment for the bee colony. The hive can be fully expanded or adjusted by adding additional parts. This type of hive also allows beekeepers to easily monitor and care for their bees. On average, a bee colony can take 4 to 6 months to produce enough honey to harvest, depending on the size of the colony and the different areas where the bees are kept. Most beekeepers will harvest honey 2 or sometimes 3 times a year. After harvesting honey from the hives, farmers will separate the honey from the beeswax using an extractor. The thick drops of honey will then be filtered to remove impurities and poured into glass jars before being sold. The honey will need to be quality tested before reaching consumers. Beekeeping has brought significant profits to farmers, with each pound of honey fetching about $2.98. Not only does it help farmers increase their income by selling honey, but beekeeping also brings many other important values. According to statistics, honeybees contribute nearly $20 billion annually to global food production, because honeybees are able to pollinate flowers for crops. The agricultural industry is increasingly dependent on flower pollination services, leading to income from pollination services that can reach more than $30,000. Every year, beekeepers will transport their bees to agricultural areas that need pollination, contributing to increased crop yields. However, the beekeeping industry also faces many challenges. According to a recent survey, the rate of bee colony loss is up to 48.2%. Parasites and climate change are the main causes of this situation. Scientists and farmers are working hard to find solutions to protect and develop bee colonies.